welcome back to my channel. Okay, I have been super busy and I just want to start off by saying I am super sorry for not posting, for not letting you guys know what's been going on with me. I have been working because I got a job. And yeah, this is like the last week of school, so I've been concentrating on school also, and like figuring out me changing my major. It takes a lot, and the family, and you know, Enzo and my sister graduated, so there's been a lot of things that have, you know, been keeping me away from YouTube, and I feel like now I can finally make time for it, because I didn't want to just post stuff and not really have any actual heart into it. And then like editing takes a lot too, and then when I'm trying to get ready for work, because I get off really not like super late, but like late enough that I just want to like eat and like, you know, relax and go to sleep, so I don't have time to edit unless I stay up or I'm off. But whenever I'm off, I'm with my family, so it's a lot. Not to drone on and keep talking, but I'm back. Today's video is going to be about the things that I was supposed to talk about, which were the ending of WandaVision, the entire series of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. That is what I'm going to talk about in this entire video. So again, if you have not watched any of the three that I'm about to mention, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I suggest you stop watching it now, because spoiler warnings ahead. I'm going to talk in depth about all three of those things, and I don't want you guys under my comments like, oh, she didn't say there was, you know. If you haven't watched it, I don't know why you feel the need to watch my video, because I'm going to spoil it for you. Sorry, kind of not sorry. Anyways, so the ending of WandaVision, I think I'm pretty sure I was close to the season finale. The way WandaVision was filmed was amazing. I loved the ending. I love how, even though we all knew that Agatha was the villain, we were still shocked to find out she was the villain. I found that so funny, especially being on like social media like TikTok and Twitter, how like everybody felt the same way. It was like, we knew she was Agatha Harkness, but we were still shocked to find out she was Agatha Harkness. I loved her reveal. I loved the fact that like in the beginning of the next episode we saw like her origins in a way, and we saw like her take Wanda through her grief process, as to like we figured out why she did this entire thing in like a sitcom, because when she was in Sokovia with her family, that's what they used to watch in order to learn English. And then like we saw really firsthand how she lost her parents and how that triggered her into basically despising Stark, and you know, the events that led up to Age of Ultron, and then, you know, losing Pietro in Age of Ultron hurt her as well, and then her falling in love with Vision, and her losing Vision and finding his body. Hayward, oh, I cannot stand that man. I cannot stand him. Hayward is a liar. Oh my gosh. I was like, this man really lied about my girl Wanda. Like, he did a perfect job making her look like a villain, you know, and of course her not expressing the right way her grief. Of course we're going to look at her as a villain. She literally has an entire town hostage, like for her gain in a way. I like how Agatha took her through that, and also us, the audience. I thought that experience was very, very sad, and it made me really pity Wanda and really understand her in a deeper level. Like when she explained the whole story to Ultron in Age of Ultron, like it was like, damn, like Stark really did that. But like seeing it firsthand, I could understand her anger towards him, you know. And then like her finding her powers, and then losing Pietro, and then falling in love with Vision, and then, you know, after the snap, her coming back to seeing Vision's body. And then that whole scene was just, when she was like, oh, that she can't feel him, broke my heart. And then him saying, what is grief if not love persevering? That was a great moment. And then, you know, I think that whole episode, and then the end where Agatha tells Wanda that this is chaos magic and that she's the Scarlet Witch, I was like ready to freaking throw my laptop. I was like, oh my god, yes, they finally said it. I was stoked. I was like, are you kidding me? It's finally time to call her what she is. She is the Scarlet Witch. What are you talking about? Especially the last episode of WandaVision where like when Agatha literally read the Darkhold. First of all, she took it, right? Second, she read it, which is the Book of Chaos, and it literally said Wanda's powers are above that of the Sorcerer Supreme, which, if you guys are not too known about the Marvel Universe, the Sorcerer Supreme is Doctor Strange. He was the one with he does the little stuff, you know, and Tony had like a little back and forth in Infinity War, and he is the one who basically knew that the Avengers were gonna win in Endgame. He did a little one, you know, like he's the sorcerer dude. He, in this entire universe, is the Sorcerer Supreme. He is like, he has the knowledge of all things mystic, basically. And Wanda's powers exceed his own. Okay, if you watch, let's recap. Okay, I don't think you guys truly grasp what I'm trying to say. I had to sit up for this. If you watch Infinity War and Doctor Strange and Thanos are going one-on-one, all right? My boy turned a black hole into butterflies, okay? I'm not dissing Doctor Strange's power. I'm not dissing him at all. My man is built like that, okay? It's the simple fact that that Agatha, who has been around since the Salem Witch Trials and has mastered her gifts, right? She read it, and Wanda, her entire being is a myth, okay? Her power is a myth, and it says in a book of chaos that her powers exceed that of the man who just turned a black hole into butterflies. If that does not tell you how powerful Wanda is, I don't know. You need to obviously read through it, okay, or rewatch all these freaking Marvel movies. I don't think you're truly grasping her power. That's scary, okay? I love Wanda. That's scary. That bleeds into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is perfect. I love the way that Agatha even brought up the Darkhold and the Sorcerer Supreme in the same sentence, because that, you know, segues into the Doctor Strange movie that involves Wanda. And, you know, especially the end credit scene where like she, you know, is reading it, like she has, I guess her astral projection is reading or I think it's actually her reading the Darkhold, and her astral projection is the one who's like sitting in the front of the house and like drinking whatever. But either way, she's astral projecting, one, already. Two, she's reading the Darkhold, and then she hears her kids, and then, you know, the screen cuts to black, and we're like, no, it was just getting good. So I think that is also going to be like a plot point for Wanda in the Doctor Strange movie, like her finding her kids, because they're probably in another universe, and because she has the power basically to warp reality, she can get her kids back, and that affects the multiverse, which that means Doctor Strange is gonna have to probably either help her or stop her. We'll see how he does that. I have a lot of other stuff to talk about with Marvel too, because of today being what today is. WandaVision, I think it was well written, well acted, well everything. It's just Marvel being the best of the best. Like, you cannot tell me, and I'm sorry if you thought that WandaVision was lame. You obviously were not getting the reason why it was structured that way. You were not getting the actual message. You were just there to probably see some action because it was a Marvel movie. You're not getting it. But for everyone who gets it, you cannot tell me that WandaVision was bad. Like, you might think like, oh, it was okay. That's fine. But you cannot look me in my eyes and tell me WandaVision was the worst Marvel project ever. I love that and like a lot of people have said it, like the guy who does Cinema Wins, I love that channel. He even said every episode is Wanda coming in a new stage of grief and coming out of one. Like, there's one episode that she transitions from anger to denial, like I think denial to acceptance or something like that. Like, she shifts through the stages of grief within each episode. With every, you know, era that she's in, she's shifting into a new stage of grief, and that all teaches us a lesson. Like, in order to get over it, we have to get through it. Grief is something that nobody else can understand but you, and you have to understand that it does hurt whoever or whatever you lost, but you have to understand, like, that's forever, and you have to only look at the good memories that you and that person had, or you and that thing had, you know, because if you dwell on it, it will eat you alive. And I love how towards the end she like truly understood that she has to look at the love that she had for Vision and all the things that she's lost, because if she dwells on it, it's going to destroy her. Like, it almost nearly did. It literally made her take an entire town hostage and recreate her dead lover and fictional kids. That's deep, okay? And that scene that she had the deed that Vision, basically the house that they were in, was a gift from Vision, or that they were gonna grow old together, like that hurt me even more. And like, you really saw, props to Elizabeth Olsen, but you really saw her, like, her anguish and her hurt, and it was just like, wow, that hit me, like literally made me cry. That scene was beautiful. And yeah, WandaVision, I loved it. I loved watching it every week. I thought it was very entertaining and very fun, and you know, sometimes a little scary because I didn't know what to expect from Wanda, because I don't know, my girl can go off the deep end real quick. So kept me on my toes, and I loved it. Monica was also a standout character. Monica, Darcy, and Jimmy, all standout characters in my opinion. I thought their characters were awesome and added, in my opinion, to the story, instead of just being characters like, yeah, we know you're in Thor, but like they added to the story. And I love the callbacks with Jimmy with the card, and you know, Darcy with her mouth, and you know, and Monica in the end credit scene seeing the scrolls, and possibly when the scroll looked up, they were probably referring to Nick Fury being in the spaceship. That's all I'm gonna kind of say about WandaVision. I know it's kind of short, but like, really excited about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I think that's gonna be a great movie. I love this series. So now on to the next one, which just ended like, what was it, like a week ago? A week ago. Anyways, I don't know. If it was not last week, it was like the week before, if I'm not mistaken. Falcon and the Winter Soldier just ended, and that was another freaking A+ for Marvel, in my opinion. Before I go on and explain why I love this show, IGN, if you ever watch this video, that is IGN. If you guys don't know who IGN is, IGN covers everything like superhero, anime, video games, fictional, anything. IGN covers it. Like, they're literally the number one, like brand, you can say, that covers everything like fictional, like when it comes to like Marvel and DC, video games, anime, like Mortal Kombat, all that stuff, right? They rated the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier a 5. I don't know what whoever was smoking that day, whether it was crack or weed or whatever it was, that person, in my opinion, you need a break. You need a break. Because you need a break, and you obviously, in my opinion, didn't get what that episode meant. If you watch, because I like to do that, I like to watch other people's reactions. It's just a weird, I don't want to say weird, but it's the thing I like to do. Because I like to feel other people's reactions about something that made me like either cry or maybe be like, oh my god, that was so dope. Like, I love seeing other people's reactions to the same thing that I love. So like, seeing other people watch this last episode and grown men cry and understand its true message, and you rate that episode a 5, for what reason? And I'm not trying to diss Mortal Kombat, because that was a good movie, but you rate Mortal Kombat a 7 and this a 5, at least you could have done was rated an 8. I'm not saying it needs to be a 10 out of 10, but at least you could have done was rated an 8. A 5? No. That's just wrong, in my opinion. But back onto the show, I think from the first episode, I was locked in. I was ready. I was excited after the way WandaVision was, and I knew this was gonna be completely different. I loved that it felt, and a lot of people said this, it felt like a movie every episode. And I just love the the character development and the fact that we saw Zemo in a different light, you know, purple, but we saw Zemo in a different light, and we saw, you know, John transition from like being a soldier to being like characterized as a villain, and him having a redemption, you know, towards the end of the episode or towards the end of the season. Then we saw like Zemo, he never faltered, like he kept his word. He didn't want any more super soldiers. He despised them because of his own reasons, being, you know, the Avengers, him losing his family and Sokovia and all that. You know, like he crushed the super soldier serum, and he almost tried to kill Carly on multiple occasions, and he still didn't like Bucky, but he understood Bucky's, you know, reasoning to kind of want to end him in a way. He even said it in one of the episodes. And I love the fact that they brought the Dora Milaje. That, oh, you don't understand. I was literally sitting like over, I wasn't sitting on my bed, I was sitting on the floor on the other side. And I was on the phone with my best friend Harley and his sister Ivania, and I was freaking out at the end of that, like at the end of that specific episode. I think it was episode 3, where you like Bucky's like picking up the kimono beads, and you hear the Wakanda theme, and it's Aya. I was like, oh my god, I was freaking out. I'm like, yo, this is why I love Marvel. This is why. Because the fact that even though I forget sometimes that they're all in the same universe, they never let us forget that. Like, you brought in the best female fighters ever into this show, because it has to do with Bucky and Zemo, and you know all the events that happened in Civil War, and I just love it. I loved it, you know, and I think that was an awesome ending of that episode. In the beginning of the episode, seeing how they helped Bucky with the mind control, like him fighting it, that was a great scene. And like their fight with John, oh, beautiful, love it. If you guys have not seen that like specific scene, please go and watch it, because that was stellar. Okay, we love women who can fight. Yes. Anyways, what else? Okay, again, spoiler warning, Lamar dying shocked me. I was like, yo, Carly punched that man so hard. I was like, oh my god. I was shocked. I was so shocked. And like, that hurt me, because, you know, that was John's like anchor, you know, because after he lost Lamar, he went off the deep end. We all saw that. That man literally killed somebody in like the next scene. He was his anchor. He was the one who was telling him like, hey, like, wait, like, let's just, you know, hear like let's just hear Sam out, or maybe that's not a bad idea, or maybe we should calm down. Like, he would like pick him up, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that John lost him the way he lost him, hit my boy too hard in his chest. Sharon. Oh, Sharon, you were so good. What happened to you, sis? Damn. He was really that hurt about the events of Civil War. Like, damn, girl. The fact that she's a power broker, I was like, okay, I get it. But damn, I like that though. Like, she's running Madripoor, and like she's literally the power broker, and everybody thought that the power broker was a male, and it was actually her. I like that. But like, I don't know. And now that she's pardoned, now she's back on American soil, and she's working, I guess, in SHIELD again, or the CIA. Like, that's bad. That's really bad. She obviously was working for bad people, or working, not for, she's working with bad people. And it's like, now that she has intel on very sensitive stuff, that could be terrible in the wrong hands. And then Isaiah Bradley, that entire storyline with like Sam coming to terms with being Captain America, being a black Captain America, being a black man in this country. I love that whole storyline. If you sit here and say, keep your politics out of my comics, you obviously never understood what Stan Lee was writing, what he was creating, all that. Literally, in a Captain America movie, it is named, the name is literally Civil War. I don't know What are you talking about? Like, my God, I think so. You're hello? Stan Lee literally created the X-Men as an example, as a metaphor for the African American community in the 60s. Because the X-Men are a marginalized group of individuals who are different. You know what that represents? African American people, minorities, period. And if you think I'm lying, look it up. Stan Lee has said that out of his own, he has either written it or he said it out of his own mouth. That's why he created the X-Men. I'm gonna give you a second. You got it? So you don't think I'm lying now? Okay, so let's go back. Most of these big time characters are for those reasons. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, your fragile little view or your fragile privilege is getting hurt. It doesn't matter. If it does not apply to you, you cannot watch it. Marvel will still make their money. They'll be okay. They'll be okay. Without your, viewing of their stuff. They'll be okay, trust me. I loved that they did not shy away from saying, hard things. They never shied away from saying black. They never shied away from saying, especially Sam saying, we built this country, bled for it, and I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it. And you're damn right, Sam. You cannot sit here and tell me they did not. Come on now, we already know the history of this freaking country, okay? So, not trying to get into this whole wormhole, but like, I love that ending with Isaiah Bradley and Sam keeping his word, because Sam is a good man. He kept his word, and like he said, no one will ever forget what Isaiah went through, what he fought for, what he lost, all of that. They will never forget that. He is in the same museum as Steve, okay? And I thought that was beautiful, and seeing Isaiah truly see that Sam is who he says he is and it's never gonna hurt him. He understands, and seeing that man damn near cry. Ooh, you can ask my sister. Bawling my eyes out. That scene was so powerful, so beautiful. Thought that was A1 from Marvel. You really got me there. I just love how angry he was, because I feel like that's a lot of people these days. They're just angry. They're tired. They're exhausted of always living in fear. They always feel like they're the second class, or that they're not seen by the entire world when they are the reason why this world kind of keeps spinning. You understand? And I love that, especially after they first saw Isaiah and then they stepped out. Sam was upset, and cops come up and it's like, oh, is this man bothering you? Are you kidding me? And that in a lot of cases, as we all know, as hard as that is a reality, and it can turn dangerous in a quick second. We all seen it. And I love that they were it was up until they knew that he was an Avenger that they were oh, I'm sorry. That's insane. You have to be a hero or a celebrity to get saved, and not even then. I thought that was crazy, and I love the turmoil in a way between him and his sister Sarah, and how she could not even get alone on I think it was either the house or the boat, and the freaking guy was oh, can I take a picture with you, when they're trying to discuss actual business. And it's dude, you only care about the fact that he's a hero. Okay, but he needs your help. He's literally saved lives, and he needs your help for something for his family that he doesn't want to lose, and you're only worried about taking a picture with him. Are you serious? And I love that. I love his relationship with his sister, and I also love her relationship with Bucky, if you know what I mean. Okay.
I'm Bucky.
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Okay, my boy Bucky likes some chocolate. You see him. Anyways, I just loved this show. I thought it was very powerful in its message, and even Bucky dealing with PTSD and having to basically make amends with what he did as the Winter Soldier, with that old man and his son, how Bucky was the one who killed his son, and then he eventually told him. He crossed all the names off of his book, including Zemo. And I loved that. I loved Bucky's his development as being, content with himself and no longer feeling guilty by his actions as the Winter Soldier, because they were not him. Yes, it was his body, but it wasn't his mind. He would never hurt anybody like that. And, now he truly understands, like, everything is past him now. Like, that's in the past. And now that his mind is free and he is free because he's pardoned, now he can truly become a hero. And I love Sam and Bucky's relationship, how it was like they hated each other and like they had like an understanding and now they're friends. I love that. I think this whole show was just about a lot of people's development. Being angry at first and then like really understanding their like true purpose. I feel like a lot of people had major character developments in like these short 6 episodes. And I love that. I love this season. I love the fact that at the end, Sam had that beautiful costume that was comic book accurate, and that they changed the name from Falcon and the Winter Soldier to Captain America and the Winter Soldier, because now my boy is Captain America. Put respect on Sam Wilson's name, period. I loved this entire series. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was well done. I cannot wait for Captain America 4. I cannot wait for the second season of this show if they do make one. And then before I go into the DC, I'm going to keep it going with Marvel real quick. The Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings teaser trailer was freaking dope. Was so dope. If you have not watched that trailer, please watch it right now. I'll probably link it in my description box, because that is just so dope. I love the fact that Marvel is really going into these, Marvel's going into characters and heroes that we don't know about, and they're gonna make them into global stars. And I love that about Marvel, because there's a lot of stories to tell with these heroes. Like, there is not one hero under Marvel's canon that doesn't have a full-fledged story. Like, they have it all, and I love that Marvel is really delving into the Asian culture and showing representation for Asian people, because it's about time they got themselves a hero. You know what I'm saying? Because and hopefully it's Hispanics turns, like Miles Morales, or even Torres from Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like I'm loving that we're getting into more female heroes and more minority characters and more minority heroes and even villains too. I love that. I love that Marvel's doing that, and the trailer looks absolutely beautiful, and it's giving me very Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibes. And I know the martial arts is gonna be freaking stupid. You're gonna go crazy in that movie, and I can't wait. The guy, I don't know his name, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna remember it, trust me, but the lead actor in this movie, he looks ripped, and I know he's gonna do a good job. And I just love how everybody is I love how everybody primarily in that movie is of Asian descent. I love that, and I cannot wait for that movie, and I'm so excited, and I'm so happy for Asian people, period, because they have somebody that looks like them, and he's strong, and he's dope, and he's probably gonna have a freaking amazing story. So why not? So today is Monday, May the 3rd. Marvel posted a trailer today about their entire Infinity Saga, and what they have coming up next, like Black Widow, like Shang-Chi, like the Eternals, and we finally got clips of the movie, and I'm so excited. Angelina Jolie looks dope. Oh my god, I'm so excited. We have what else? We found out the titles for the Black Panther movie and the new Captain Marvel movie, and they again teased Fantastic Four. I'm super excited. I love that this basically is still kind of hyping up Black Widow, and that we're gonna watch it in theaters. Those are the actual movies that they're gonna put in theaters, and I think Phase 4 is about to be lit as hell. I'm really excited. I know they've already been teasing New Avengers, Wiccan and Speed, which are Wanda's sons, Isaiah Bradley's, I think, nephew or his grandson, Kate Bishop and Hawkeye. Those are New Avengers. or Young Avengers, excuse me. They're Young Avengers. So, you know, I like how Marvel, you think we're done, but we're not. We already peeping this. Don't do this. So I love that, and I thought that was a great trailer to like hype us all up on what's to come. They even showed, you know, the date for Spider-Man, even though we kind of already knew that, but still. And you know, I'm very excited as to what's to come for Marvel. I think it's only up for them. They again teased Thor and Ant-Man and the Wasp, so I'm very, very excited. I think again, Marvel is smart in what they're doing, and they actually know what they're doing, and the people who are behind these movies and TV shows love what they're doing. So there's nobody with the intent on, oh, I'm doing this for money. You know, yeah, money is a great thing, you know, especially if you're working hard or you're putting money into these projects, but you should be doing them because you love them and love these characters and love these stories, not because at the end of the day you're gonna get like a freaking big old check, you know? I think that's what separates DC from Marvel, in my opinion. But segue into DC, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Whoa, that bit was amazing. My friend and roommate Courtney has literally watched this 3 times. A 4-hour movie 3 times. I think she's about. I thought at one point she said she wanted to watch it again. That movie, her and I both agree, and even my dad, who kind of doesn't know about like other characters except for like Batman and Superman, he thought it was good. My sister thought it was good. My best friend Harley and I watched it like when it first came out. I was stoked. Thought that movie was well done from Zack. I wanted this from the beginning, and I told you guys that if this Zack Snyder cut is what we're all hoping it is going to be, it could change the game for DC. I'm telling you, I'm an oracle. Y'all don't believe me, whatever. This, in my opinion, changed the game, and it is only right for Warner Brothers to continue on with this, because if they don't, you're losing so much potential. You don't even understand, Warner Brothers. You're losing so much potential. Like, Zack knows what he's doing. You gave him full creative control. He knows what he's doing. This movie, great. Everything about it was amazing. If you didn't like the fact that it was 4 hours, you need to go somewhere, because freaking Avengers Endgame was 3 hours. If you watch freaking Titanic, how long is Titanic, bro? Like, please don't hit me with no, oh, baby, it's 4 hours. I bet you some of y'all be playing freaking Call of Duty or be playing Fortnite for more than that. So please go somewhere with that. I thought it was great. I loved the time that it took. I never felt like, damn, they wasted my time, or like that could have been a 2-hour movie rather than a 4-hour movie. No, I felt like the 4-hour, you know, time margin was used very wisely, and it never like bored me. It never like made me feel like, oh my god, this is going really fast. I was surprised at some point, because I was like, I thought we were further than this, but I'm like, cool. Looking at the time, it was like we were only an hour in. I'm like, damn, we have, you know, a lot of time left. That means we have a lot of, you know, stuff to cover. Every person had their moment. Some people were like, oh, Batman didn't get a lot of attention. Like, okay, he literally had his own movie. Originally, it should have concentrated on the characters that we didn't know about prior to, let's say, Aquaman coming out or stuff like that. We didn't know who Aquaman was. We didn't know why he didn't like Atlanteans and all that stuff. We don't know anything about his origins. You know, 2017, we didn't know anything about him. We didn't know anything about Aquaman. We definitely didn't know anything about Flash. We definitely didn't know anything about Cyborg. And he was the main one who was able to talk to the mother boxes and understand its technology. And he was partially the reason why Superman was brought back to life, along with Barry. But we never got to, you know, again, I don't want to see Barry get his powers, because we all kind of know, and especially with the CW show, we already know how he got his powers. But like, give me something. We can infer basically that his dad is in jail for supposedly killing his mother. We know that. But like, give me something else. I got nothing. So, and then Cyborg's freaking, his entire origin story got cut in the original version. and that honestly upset me. And I can understand why Ray Fisher freaking hated this movie and didn't like Josh Whedon either. That's another topic I'll discuss later. I can understand why Ray Fisher didn't appreciate how that movie turned out, especially for his character. I love that Zack Snyder put all those scenes back and really truly understood the power that Cyborg has. He's not just a freaking machine man. Like, he has power, and power that even his father Silas Stone was telling him in the recording. Like, he can increase somebody's wealth, he can take away somebody's wealth, he can fire freaking nukes at like a push of a button in his mind. You know, any technology is succumbing to him. And I love that we got to have that moment with Cyborg, and especially the relationship with him and his father, and getting to see how he even got to be how he is. I love that. I loved that. I truly thought that that was probably one of my favorite things about that movie. I love that. Let's say with Wonder Woman and Lois, it wasn't like Wonder Woman. I disliked that Josh made her look weak. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. I thought I was gonna wait for the end of this episode to talk about Josh, but I'm gonna say it now. If you don't know who Josh Whedon is, he is a proclaimed director, and he created shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and you know, he directed movies like The Avengers Age of Ultron, and the 2017 version of Justice League, right? So we all know The Avengers is A1, one of the best superhero movies of all time. Great, okay? Pushing that aside, you get Age of Ultron. Some people hate it, some people love it, then there's people in the middle. I am in the middle. There are some things about Age of Ultron that I truly love. You know, the villain, I love James Spader as the villain. I thought some plot points got forgotten. I think some situations between the Avengers got fixed a little bit too easy for me, because like the way they were making it seem in the trailers, like there was gonna be like a huge conflict between them. You know, I felt like majority of the movie they were spending kind of separate. You know, there was a lot going on for me. And then the one thing that I truly despised in that movie was the way they put Natasha's character. No, not the way. Why would you put Black Widow, who is a freaking trained, excellent spy, who was previously in the KG freaking B, who ended up becoming a SHIELD agent and is now an Avenger, and then everything in between, she earned her freaking name, okay? And you make her fall in love with Bruce Banner? Are you joking? Are you joking me? No hate to Mark Ruffalo or the Hulk or anything, but you gotta be kidding me. Don't hit me with the, oh, but in Winter Soldier she was flirting with Steve. Okay, she flirts. The only person I ever wanted Natasha with, the only two people I wanted Natasha with was Bucky, because in the comics she was with freaking Bucky or Steve. Because I just like Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans together, even though, you know, Chris Evans is my man. I would like him with Scarlett Johansson because she's an attractive freaking female. Anyways, besides the point. Those are the only two male characters that I ever wanted her with. And you got her in love with this man? Him? No. For what? It's not making sense to me. Math is not mathing in my head. I'm not getting it. That, Josh Whedon, you lost me. You know, those moments that and if you understand too why I'm upset, in Age of Ultron, when Ultron like starts, you know, destroying the freaking Avengers low-key in the beginning of the scene where they're all like sitting around after the party, right? And Black Widow pulls Bruce Banner off the bar onto her. He lands in between her boobs. In Justice League 2017 version, Flash saving Wonder Woman lands on her boobs. And again, if you don't have a problem with that, you are the problem. So if you do have a problem with that, do you see why I'm upset and why I don't like this guy? Because why do you continually make female characters like sex objects? I don't like that. For what? We could have had a whole different type of story for Black Widow than we did in Age of Ultron. The fact that most of her importance was being a love interest to freaking Bruce, I didn't like that. For what? She was fine without him previous to that. Like, ugh. Anyways, so back onto Justice League. Like, you can tell, especially the way he treated the Amazons, how he made them look weak, how he treated Wonder Woman, how she barely got any like time, in my opinion, to herself. How her and even Bruce Wayne were arguing about Superman coming back, and how he brought up Steve. Like, how dare he even do that? I love that Zack took that completely out. Why are you bringing up Steve? For what? Because Diana can definitely bring up all the failed relationships you've had, Bruce. How about you talk about your parents?
What did he say?
You don't want to go there, right? Okay, so calm down on bringing up ex-boyfriends, because you definitely don't want to bring up exes. You freaking bastard. I was a little like shocked about that in like the 2017 version. I'm like, are they serious right now? Do they not know that there's an intergalactic freaking warrior who's about to end the world, and they're literally arguing about bringing back Superman? What is there to argue about? You need him, correct? Okay, this is the way to bring him back. Why are we arguing about this? Why are you bringing up things that are in her past? That has nothing to do with bringing back Superman. Ugh. So I thought that was pointless. A pointless arguing scene for what? So there's some type of conflict? No. I loved that, you know, when it came to the Amazons, they were strong, fierce. They went down courageously, you know. They still went down because that pushes the plot. They didn't go down without a fight. And fight they did. It was like, show him your fear. We have no fear.
Daughters of Themyscira, show him your fear! We have no fear!
Beautiful freaking scene. Gave me goosebumps, okay? I love that Wonder Woman had more importance in this movie. I love that about this entire movie. I thought it was great. I love the fight scene with the bank, I think with the hostages, and how you really saw her fight like unmatched. I was like, damn. I was so surprised about that initial fight, because I thought it was gonna be like how it was in the 2017 version. Boy, was I wrong. I love even the way they started the movie. Like, they didn't start the movie in freaking the way they did in 2017 with Gotham and freaking Batman. It's like, oh, I need your fear. Boy, bye. Anyways, I love how they started it with the death of Superman and how his scream echoed throughout the world, throughout the universe, you can say, because that woke the mother boxes. I love even Darkseid, Steppenwolf. Are you kidding me? Like, Steppenwolf, and how he looked way better than how he looked in 2017. The fact that he even showed Darkseid and even Apocalypse and hinted at the fact that this man was gonna roll up, thought that was sick. My man looks scary. Oh my gosh, boy, I was like, yo, I don't think the Justice League's gonna win. Like, if y'all ever saw the freaking animated movies, you definitely know what I'm talking about. I don't even need to say anything further. If you saw Justice League Apocalypse War, the animated movie, you know what I'm talking about. My man Darkseid is like that, okay? My man is a big stepper, but he a real big stepper. Like, my man is stomping on people. You saw how he killed Aquaman, how he damn near killed Wonder Woman. Not damn near. He killed Wonder Woman. He killed Aquaman. He turned Superman against everybody. Basically made Superman his freaking do-boy. I was like, yo, this man is freaking... Oh, I like how Watch Mojo did like versus, like Thanos versus Darkseid, and who's the greatest villain. I'm actually gonna watch that video after this is done. But like, I think for sure Darkseid takes the cake, because even though Thanos was kind of scary, I feel like Darkseid is scarier. And the Thanos creator said he modeled Thanos after Darkseid, so like that should already tell you Darkseid is it. All right, Darkseid is it. Them Omega beams alone should just freaking frighten the hell out of you. I love Steppenwolf and, like, you know, when the Amazons were attacking him, how he had all those arrows, he just like, whoa, and like that bit just dropped off him. I was like, yo, yo, Amazons, retreat. I know y'all don't do that, but girl, I'm scared for you. Please stop. He's gonna murder y'all. He's gonna murk y'all. Please get out of his way. Give it to him already. Jesus Christ. Thought it was a great movie. The end credits scenes, especially the nightmare. Oh, loved it. I loved how Batman literally cussed. Thought that was sick. What else? I love the end credit scene with Cyborg and him, you know, being able to get the recording back after he crushed it and being able to listen to what his father was trying to tell him. I even loved going back to Lois and how she was truly feeling the grief of losing the love of her life, basically. And it's like, it made more sense in this movie to see that she was around the area where they were fighting Superman when he first came back to life, instead of Batman's like, oh, this is the contingency plan. I thought just even the fact that they hinted Lois is pregnant and that can lead into like an injustice type of storyline. It was just a great movie, and you know, Deathstroke finding out Batman's real identity was scary. And I'm just disappointed because as great as this movie is, I feel like we're never going to get another, you know, Justice League movie with Zack Snyder's vision. And that's honestly disappointing because I felt like this movie was really great and it can literally be a contender with Marvel's Infinity Saga if they let Zack do what he wants to do and give him full creative control. And I think for Warner Brothers, in a way, that's sometimes scary, but like, you gotta take risks, my guy. Like, how do you think Marvel's this successful? They're not freaking successful because they stayed in the freaking lane. No, they're successful because they took a risk. You thought they were really comfortable putting Guardians of the Galaxy in theaters where I didn't even know that they existed? And look at them. Like I said, you got kids dressing up as a freaking tree and a raccoon, okay? That should tell you the impact that Marvel has, okay? You got kids saying Wakanda forever. You got kids saying I love you 3000. You got kids wearing a freaking metal arm, having wings, painting their daughters green to be Gamora. All of these things, they have such a cultural impact. And Warner Brothers, if you understood the freaking memo, you can understand already. You guys are big in Hollywood. You are basically a founding family in Hollywood, okay? You did not get to be that type of level of, you know, hierarchy if you didn't take any risk. I'm sorry, you and your superhero genre is lacking heavily because you continue to dictate what your directors do, and you give it to these freaking a-holes like Josh Whedon, who are sexist and racist and who cut out important parts of characters, and then you wonder why your movies are garbage and they don't make you enough money, and why you have to basically push these projects aside or keep making more projects with different universes and all this stuff. Why do you feel the need to do that? Because your movies suck. That's why. If I'm being honest, your movies suck. You trying to do this DCEU sucked. The only movie other than this Justice League movie that is, in my opinion, your number one movie is Wonder Woman. That's it. It's Wonder Woman and this Justice League. That's it. Your animated movies, if you put them up to freaking Marvel, I feel like, yeah, that's good. But your live action, garbage. Like I said, you have the most iconic superheroes on your roster and you treat them like they're D-list. You give them stories that are garbage. They literally gave you a freaking cheat sheet and you continually throw that away because you want to make your own stories. For what? So that they continue to bomb at the box office? No, it doesn't make any sense. I will tell you this, Marvel, my name is Angela Ortiz and I am perfectly capable of being a part of your team. I would love nothing more than to, you know, give you guys ideas. That's literally my dream job, but I digress. Same thing with Warner Brothers. If you want a hit with reality and, you know, a sparkle of truth, I'll definitely give that to you because you guys can be so much more if you understood what you have. And the fact that you don't is why you will continue to fail. It's that simple. So could watch this Suicide Squad with freaking James Gunn being the director be like the best thing that came out of DC since Wonder Woman, since freaking The Dark Knight. Okay, that might be a little excessive, but you understand my drift. So I just feel like it's honestly disappointing that this movie was so good, because we won't get another one like it within this universe or this continuity. So like, I loved the movie. I thought it was great. I'm super happy, especially about the Speed Force, that scene with Barry. Thought it was amazing. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about these movies and these TV shows, and I cannot wait for what both of these companies have planned, especially Marvel with their freaking roster of movies and TV shows that are coming on Disney Plus and in theaters. I'm very excited about what's to come, being a superhero fan. I truly believe that people bashing superheroes don't really understand, like, it's not even about the fact that they have powers. That's a plus, yeah. But it's about the stories that they tell. That they still experience things that we experience on like a freaking higher level, you know? And I love that Tony has had alcohol problems, and Bucky can have PTSD, and Sam can experience what it's like to be a black man in a country that has hated you for so long. I love that Wanda could go through the 7 stages of grief in her own way, and we can go through it with her and come out on the other side. I love that. I love that they could tell those stories. I love how they could tell stories about family and friendship and love and hurt and betrayal and all things that make life meaningful and make life. I'm excited for what's to come. If you guys want to see what I have planned for this and any of my like makeup looks, or you just want to like sit and chat, we can sit and chat. I'll tell you about what's going on. If you want advice about coming into college, I've learned a few things in this semester alone. I truly believe like that now I kind of have everything figured out for now, that I can have time to do this. And if you guys are willing to continue to watch me, I will, always love your support and truly be grateful for it. So yes, thank you for everyone who watched this video. I'm sorry that I kept talking. That's the reason why you're here, is to hear me talk, but I was going off in tangents and stuff like that. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for continuing to support me. I'll definitely try my hardest to keep this going, especially if it's something about Marvel or DC, or I'll try to do like reaction videos of me watching movies or trailers. I'll do more stuff that has nothing to do with superheroes at all, like, try on hauls or makeup looks or get ready with me, stuff like that, tips and tricks. If I know any, just let me know what you want me to do, and I'll definitely be up to do it. Give this video a like and comment, share with your friends, and I hope you guys all have a good day, good night, wherever you're at. Never feel like you're ever alone, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Like, he has power. Sorry. Kids dressing up as a freaking rocket. You thought they were super confident about putting Guardians and the what the freak? I can't even talk. Especially with that this series. Okay, I'm kind of liking this. The hell. Anyways, Silver War. Like, this, what was I saying? And then, because I'm getting messages and people, I guess, I need to put on Do Not Disturb. No longer feeling guilty as his actions. Oh my god. You think they were really who could be different? That's what May 3rd. Today's May 3rd. But what do you always feeling underrepresented, or they always feel underrepresented. I can't speak. Basically going back on fate, like all of the